Hey everybody, welcome to the Thursday UD6 race. As every Thursday we're trying to set up a little community race so the players can enjoy the game of the week, get ready, get practiced on some races. Today we are doing 2 races of Trials 2, so meaning that we are going to get some action going on because Trials 2 is an interesting game, an interesting speedrun. It has been featured on UD3 in the Evolution version, and it is quite popular. It does work well as a speedrun. It is an intense, like very simple game, very easy to get into, very easy to get some value out of the tracks and just trying to beat them and then trying to beat them deathless and then trying to go fast. There is like an individual leaderboard for each level. You can see exactly what's going on. So the race is going to start in about 2 minutes. I'm alone today. I don't have a co-host for like entertaining the race because Trials 2 does not have so much of a speedrun community. It used to be very popular between like the runners for IELTS, but the speedrun.com leaderboard is quite empty, and no one is doing like the entire chunks of the game that we are doing. We are doing all the easy tracks and then all the medium tracks back to back to back. The best known time is by Puppet's Master, featured on stream on the bottom left corner, and his time is quite amazing, 13:52, sub 14, a very good time. Players are struggling to get up to sub 15. 16 minutes is the 200 mark, so the ultimate goal for the duty is usually to get 200 everywhere. It is at 16 minutes for Trials 2. Tough time, but it is beatable. We are going to have today Sarek, Mollyman, Puppets Mesta, and Skunkoff on stream. The race is going to start in about a minute, which gives me the time to tell you about the UD. If you don't know, UD is the Ultimate Decathlon, is a challenge, a speedrun challenge consisting in learning 10 games, being able to speedrun them, all of them in a row. We give a long time to do that compared to the best of NES or the Big 20, the Big 20 from the best of NES, or the Super 16, or even the Astral Season 2. We give about almost 6 months to be able to get a lot of practice into the game, to get some very good time. Some of the UD players sometimes challenge even the world record. We are getting like some very good times, and some of the runners get very practiced. And we are announcing the games one per week. We are at the 7th week of the UD6. The 7th game is Trials 2. So we are just in the beginning phase of the UD. Then we are, after week 10, getting into July, September, August and September, getting some big tournaments where the runners have to beat the 10 games in a row. It's going to be single elimination. We are qualified the top 8 and then the top 4 for the finals, and the best 2 of each month is going to get a ticket and entry to the grand finals. So it is a long process, but we are getting closer and closer to the big competitive tournaments, and we are starting right now. Mollyman gets the go first. Hope Sarek and Skunkoff are going to go soon. We tend to have sometimes some difficulties having the players synced up. Skunkoff should go soon, I hope. And yeah, so first track, very easy construction work. We get to Ladder Madness, which we get to understand how the game works exactly. So you have 4 buttons: one to accelerate, one to brake, one to tilt forward, one to tilt backward, and that's it. Using all those, you have that. We are getting the player synced up there. We have. I'm confused by Skunkoff not starting. He's like 46 seconds ahead. Maybe we are going to get everyone synced up. Maybe not. It's not a big deal. We are getting to the highway, the Adroma highway. on Sarek's stream. Sarek has a very good time. He's in the top 10. Mollyman is good also. Skankov is very close with Puppet's Mesta. So the PB goes Puppet's Mesta first, then Skankov, then Sarek, then Mollyman. But all those players are very close. Mollyman is about 2 minutes behind PBY. Sarek got 15-11, which is pretty good, like a minute behind Puppet's Mesta. And yeah, as you can see, the game starts now with a lot of obstacles you have to jump above. The jumping is the first skill you need to master because you'll have a lot of those. Usually it's all about climbing and then being able to jump by leaning forward and backward, getting some extra momentum, getting your motorcycle out, your bike out of the ground. We can use the checkpoint, so we can see a lot of mistakes everywhere, and that's probably correct. Usually you want to go very fast, very far right away, and then get into a lot of speed, and obviously you will fail from time to time, which is okay. It's not too bad. Concrete Mayhem for Puppet's Mesta and Mollyman getting having some trouble to land correctly on that ladder. Skankov, we are waiting for him a little bit here. Those angles are probably the hardest thing because you want to land exactly on the pipe you are aiming for, and then go for just accelerating exactly as much as possible. You have to stick all the landing. That's probably what's another key skill. So jumping and landing, obviously those are kind of correlated, and then you are going to have to go exactly. Fizzle in the background doing all the production work, syncing up all the streams. Thanks a lot. I hope we are going to have like a better synced up start on the second race. We are doing 2 races back to back today, just because Trials is such a short game. We are going to be able to do that. Maybe the second race is just going to be for the later players. We are going to have like we have a lot of players today on the race, featured obviously Sarek, Mollyman, Puppet's Mesta, and Skankov, but we have also some other players. And to check the full rankings, you can get all the infos on the EGD website, obviously. And there you go. So, Brother Main of CDV is playing. CDV is the other manager of the event. Culture, Sarek, Zigugui, PPKO, Sylph Shady, Explode Your Ear, Contos, Onokion, Mollyman, Puppet's Mesta, obviously, Lebrev, Quick, Double Tifa, Bermudo, and Ultralize. So, we have about 18 runners. We are going to hopefully get all of them finished as fast as possible, so we can get the 2 races back to back pretty fast. It's going all right. The Grill Fantasy for Sarek, which is the 7th level, if I remember correctly. So we are at an average of about 30 seconds per level, which is it goes pretty fast. The menuing can be a bit finicky because you don't want to spend much time in the menuing, obviously. So it goes like escape to cancel the showing the leaderboard at the end of the level, and then it goes. Then you have to use your mouse and keyboard to select the level after that. And right at the start, oh, Puppet's Mesta taking a big hit there, sadly. Yeah. Oh, I'm not even sure. Sometimes the checkpoints can be confusing because you can trigger them from behind. Yeah, second death here. So you just have to pass the checkpoint. You don't have to land on the checkpoints to get it right. You die by falling or by knocking your head and getting unconscious. Anywhere, like if you do touch your body, you are going to die. So you have to duck a lot of times. When you are jumping, oh, Sarek taking a big death on that loop, and you have to be careful with those. Sarek is head of Puppet's Mesta. He's first right now. He's doing a good job, but Puppet's Mesta just passing him as we speak on the where's the ground level here. Then the final level of the easy easy part. So we have two parts, medium, easy and medium. Obviously, we are going to see a huge bump in difficulty on the tracks, because like the game doesn't kid around. It's pretty tough. The Trials lineup has had a good legacy. This is before Trials AG, which is probably the one that made Trials famous. This is right before it, 2008, pretty old game, and we are going to watch your landing on Puppets Mesta stream. Puppets Mesta first, one level ahead of Sarek. Pretty good. Mollyman is on Where's the Ground, 2 levels behind Puppets Mesta and Skankov. Probably an up and down, same level as Sarek, so very good race so far. Puppets Mesta first, very close. Sarah getting to watch your landing, and yeah, but on Puppets Mesta we could see that here you have to be extra careful with your head. You have to brake quite a lot sometimes, not to get hit on the head. Even though you wear helmet, that doesn't protect you much on that game. You have to be super careful. Very few mistakes there, and Puppets Mesta finishes that track. The next one here, too many tires, obviously starts with a big pile of tires and then lots of jumps. You have to know exactly where to land, and on practicing that game, this is probably one of the first level where you are going to struggle quite a bit. Those jumps here, you have to know exactly how fast you need to go. A couple of deaths on that checkpoint for Puppets Mesta, careful. And yeah, the falling and the understanding, all those are pretty tough. So yeah, it is going okay here. I need to get the tread links. Yeah, website just to get all the tracks. Yeah, too many tires was the first level of the medium difficulty. Puppets Mesta on the level after that, big jumps. So the big jumps, you are obviously a lot of big jumps. You need to know exactly how to stick to the ground when you land. Those are pretty tough. Sarek on too many tires, getting all those jumps. That Puppets Mesta got very fast, but sometimes, as you can see on Sarek stream, if you start to struggle or go too slow, it can get pretty hard. Mollyman on too many tires here, first level of the medium difficulty. Sarek on the big jumps. And I think this is the long journey for Puppets Mesta. Tough level, you have to know exactly once again how to jump. Getting all those here correctly, that was pretty slick. Puppets Mesta is very good at that game, and he has played quite a lot of Trials Evolution, picked up Trials 2 just for us on the UD to figure out how to... oh, we got stuck here. Better restart. Good fast thinking. Mollyman, once again, as we can see on that too many tires level, this is a tough section here. You have to know exactly how to make the gaps. You have a lot of checkpoints. Thankfully, you can use those checkpoints in the UD category, no problem. We don't require you to be faultless. Even though the game does rank the players first by number of faults and then by time. The gold point of the game is usually better to go for faultless and then go fast. But in a speedrun, yeah, dying is not too bad. We'd rather use the checkpoints to our advantage. So this is good. Couple of jumps here on Puppets Mesta. It tries not to get to the ground here, which is good idea because it is tough. The boulder dash level here is about a level ahead of Sarek. Those are longer levels, really. Can take up to a minute, and this level is extremely hard. You have to know exactly how to get your bike tilted upward, and it can get very tough. Pipe dream for Puppets Mesta. Start with a trap. You have not to go too fast, or you will bonk your head on the ceiling. Very tough. Sarek still on the long journey. 2 levels behind Puppet's Master. Skunkov on the same level, I think. Oh no, he's on Boulder Dash. Skunkov is a level ahead of Sarek, a level behind Puppet's Master. Molly Man right behind Sarek, and Sarek starts Boulder Dash. So this is a close race, but this is following the PBs of the players. First Puppet's Master, second Skunkov, third Sarek, fourth Molly Man. Very, very close though. I don't know if my chat died or if Twitch is acting up again. And as you can see on Sarek's stream here, I said like Puppet's Master was not landing on the ground. Sarek went a bit slower and then landing on the ground. It had to make the jumps. It made the jumps so much harder. You have to know exactly how to get the correct amount of speed to make the each individual section checkpoints as easy as possible. Here he had not enough. Sarek on the bottom, the top left corner red did not have enough speed, and yeah, once again he gets stuck here. You have to get enough speed just on that little pipe, and yeah, just make it barely. Skunkov on the pipe dream right after Boulder Dash, I think, and yeah, we are close to the end already. This is a short game, a short. This is a short speed run. The world record once again is barely sub 14. The later levels, the last levels of the game, are obviously the hardest. It's a very good run from Puppet's Master. Once again, here we can see trying not to get to the ground, so you make it better. That jump is pretty tough. We can see a lot of those obstacles are exactly like the hard or expert obstacles in Trial Fusion, in Trial Evolution and Fusion. The difficulty is very high, like you want to know exactly, you have to master exactly your bike, know exactly how much you can get your wheels off the ground. It is tough. It is a tough game. A lot of practice will make it perfect. Last level, the final exam for Puppet's Master, starts with a big jump. Pretty tough here. Then we will have some obstacles. Once again, jumping. Being careful not to clip your wheel on the mud guard on the each individual plank. Will make it better. Very good jump, not using the sailing here on Puppet's Master. As much as you can, not land, skip the planks, skip a platform. You will save just a bit of time. Here, careful not to bump your head on the ceiling. This is just made for you. Have to go slow. And then this is the final couple of jumps on Puppet's Master stream. Blue window. You have to jump here. Use the ceiling probably. This is needed here. And yeah, very, very good run. Very close to his PB also. This is the final jump, probably one of the hardest. He got a lot of speed, did not use the platform. And yeah, 13:43, this is his PB actually. This is like very, very good time. Congrats to Puppet's Master, because that's impossible to beat for all the other runners. Way ahead of the other PB. Sarek is doing very well in the under construction level here. Skunkov doing very well also at the start of the final exam, the final level of this category. Very, very well done from all the players. Incredible race, to be honest, because I did not expect that to go so well. Sarek starting the final level right at the 14:20 mark. His PB is 15:11, so he just has a little less than a minute to beat the level. This feels a bit shorter that needed. Skunkov, he was going to be behind his PB by quite a bit. His PB is 14:09. Still very close. Less than a minute is going to be tough. And final jump for Skunkov here. Trying to use, yeah, sometimes you want to flip forward or backward to get some extra momentum or less momentum than your actual speed. Sarek going slowly. His PB is going to just barely be ahead of that by about 30 seconds. Mollyman doing pretty well in the, I think this is under construction, if I remember correctly, the second to last level. Cedric here has to use the ceiling just to get that extra speed. You have to land your rear wheel on, but not too fast, or you will bunch your head, the back of your head, and get a whiplash, so you die. Like your character is very, very fragile. You are just like you are controlling the motorcycle, and the character, the dude on the motorcycle, is just like that NPC you have to save along the motorcycle. It's pretty weird. Yeah, and it's done for Sarek. Very, very good run. About 40 seconds behind PB. That's still incredible. Mollyman is going to be the last here. This is... Oh, this looks like the exact same level. I'm confused now. Probably final exam, last level. Mollyman's PB is... I need to learn all the levels in their sequence. I'm using like a lot of notes so I can know exactly the names of the levels. Where's Mollyman on that leaderboard? We have a ton of players. He is at 1838 PBY, so this is actually a very good run for Mollyman also. But yeah, do you mind? We have 221 players in the UD, so sometimes finding the players can be tricky. Okay, careful with that landing. You have to stick your both wheels, and then here you have to jump, and you have barely enough clearance to make it, having enough speed to land, to stick that landing here. Do note that when you restart to checkpoint, you are in the air, and you have to wait like a couple of frames for your wheels to stick. And if you do go too fast, you will just flip forward and die, which can be pretty annoying. So you have to be extra careful with every single piece of level design and landing. This is the end of under construction. And this is the final level. Starting with that big jump, you have to go full ham and then press forward right at the end of your airtime. It is like you can learn a lot of those jump exactly, like the inputs, and sometimes you have to control precisely your balance, so you have to just compensate a little bit with everything, just to be sure. Skipping that a single tire can be a pretty big obstacle, and to be honest, like you have to have the correct speed, the correct like leaning forward or backward, just to be sure you can make the gap. And yeah, if you go too far, your wheel is going to you're going to land on your back wheel, and you are going to have a back time. Sometimes you are leaning not enough, and you will just land on your front wheel. Yeah, same mistake twice in a row for Mollyman. It's okay. Big breath, and you'll be fine. That is every single jump. Like you have to lean a little bit backward, so your front wheel goes up a little bit, but then you have to lean forward just to get your balance back, or you will do exactly what Mollyman does and land on your back wheel, and then you may just, like, if you are touching the accelerator, you are going to turbo button, you are going to land. Pretty good landing here. Landing on that plane can be tricky. And if you go too fast, obviously the ceiling is here to kill you. So every single ledge, every single obstacle, every single plank is here for you to find a way to pass, and then you have to find a way to pass quickly, which usually mean finding the correct amount of speed, which makes you clear the obstacles, and then even like skip parts of them, so you can do even better. Sticking the landing as best as possible will save you time. Obviously, Mollyman is going to get that final jump with those tires here. Those tires are pretty hard to make, but yeah, once you understand the correct amount of speed you need to pass that, and sub 20 for Mollyman, very, very good time. We are going to give them just a bit of time to complete, for everyone to complete the first race. We still have about 4 minutes to go. But yeah, GG to Puppets Master, making the best time today and ever known. I do recommend for all the players, obviously, to submit their time on speedrun.com. There are a few categories, but we can like find a way to fit like the easy and the medium distinctively on that leaderboard. Speedrun.com is usually a good way to go to find some speedruns, and it's just good to have the UD runners be part of the overall speedrun community. If you do like what you see, obviously be sure to follow on Speed Gaming. The UD is streaming every Sunday, Thursday, and Saturdays. We have few exceptions, but we are trying to put as many streams as possible. Just some community races. Obviously, the competitive races are coming pretty soon during the summer, so it's going to be very interesting to see what's needed to be just barely top 8. My think process is that the longer games are going to be like what's mandatory. Obviously, you need to be able to finish all the games, but you need to be good enough at the longer games. So, Shovel Knight, Eye of Sorrow, A Story About My Uncle, DKC. You need to be good enough at those not to lose too many points. And then the shorter games are all about consistency and being able to barely make some points. And those are going to be the significant games for like between the top 8 and the top 4, which is going to be turn 2 and turn 3 of each tourney. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well the runner do. Obviously, going 10 games back to back to back is going to be very interesting because there's not much practice you can do between 2 games. You can just barely warm up, check the game is running correctly, and then boom, you go. As fast as you beat, as we are just syncing up all this beginning of the races, as fast as you beat the first game, the second game, you will have the game after that. You will have some time to practice, but not enough, obviously, to beat the game entirely. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well the runners do with that. If you want to learn, obviously, any game, like we have Shovel Knight, Cuphead, Story About My Uncle, Spectra Ball, Castlevania, Eye of Sorrow, Donkey Kong Trials 2 on the list so far. If you want to learn any game, I think this is the time to go and get on the UD Discord, just get some runners to play with you, give you some advice, some tutorials. We do try to get a lot of exchange going on between the runners, and soon enough you will be pretty good at the games. And maybe if you want to try to learn a lot of games, you can join the entire UD. Obviously, it's open to anyone. Yeah, the tournaments are pretty easy to join. Nothing is closed off. It's all open. No reason not to try out if you'd like to try some speedrun. Obviously, second race is going to start pretty soon. Let me check the ranking of the players. So Puppets Mesta got 220 points with his 1343, which is a crazy score. Devil Tifa got 1434, which gets him probably to I need my leaderboard. I need my overall leaderboard, but maybe second position on trials, third position, but that's a little PB for him. Very nice to see that. Bermundo gets 1536. Cedric got 1552. We've seen him on stream. We got 1725. Mollyman got 1937. And so a lot of runners are and so a lot of them are still finishing up. We have CDV, Brotherman, PPK, Zoff, Gontos, Lebref, Electronis taking their time to finishing, but it is time for the second race to start. So I hope all the players, Sarek, Mollyman, Puppets, Mista, and Skankov are ready, and we'll just start the second race. And it's going to start in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds just to get everyone ready. You know, just they have like the warm-up. Usually the players do better on the second race than the first race. Obviously, it's going to be tough for Puppets Mesta. We have seen 2 PBs in a row. There have been some mistakes, obviously, on his run, but a lot of levels, a lot of gaps, a lot of places, he's just going faster than the other runners, and that going just a bit faster allows him to land better, pass some gaps, just like ignoring them completely entirely when the other runners are landing on each individual platform, just to be sure to make it. And that time adds up. Like every single level, there are about 20 levels, 20 tracks on that category. So if you save about like 3, 4, 5 seconds, like just not landing on a single obstacles, and if you do that twice in a track, and then you are like 2 minutes ahead right away. So it is, you have to put a ton of practice on that game just to be able to know exactly how well you can do and how you have to react if something goes wrong. And obviously the better way, the safer way, is always to revert to the strat you know, but sometimes you have to adapt, and if you adapt and overcome the situation that you didn't expect, you will just save a bit of time all the time. And that is sometimes just about like hitting that restart checkpoint button. Sometimes it's all about you know, just getting ready and going, and I'm just giving the runners the start here. And that should be going pretty soon. Counter-Strike work once again, first level. They were very, very close to each other on the easy levels, and then about at the start of the medium difficulty, Puppets Master took the lead. Sarek was even ahead, I think, at the start of the game in the easy difficulty. So Puppets Master has about like 40 seconds to gain, I think, on his previous run. So yeah, just get ready. It is going to start pretty soon. We are having just, yeah, here we go. Skunkov starting first this time. I hope all the runners got the start going. Obviously, yep, it's time. Sarek, Skunkov took a head start here. Just re-giving them the. We have some starting issues apparently on the UD website. This is not good. What is happening on that that leaderboard? We need to get that fixed. Obviously on the what is happening? I need my runners to start. Here we go. Skunkov took a 50 second head start. Puppets Master is just, yeah, late. Okay, it's just a minute head start for Skunkov. Maybe if Fizzle can fix that, would be great. Yeah, we need something to just tell the runners on the Thursday race better. Apparently, the website has some issues loading with some new version of the brothers, which kind of sucks. I mean, it is what it is. Sarek here, failing a landing. Oops. Puppets Master nailing it and then failing, so Sarek is ahead of Puppets Master. I am thrown off sometimes by the different camera angles you can use on that game. You can like change it up. You can even go like first person, that you don't want ever to do obviously on that game, because it's just not playable at all, but it exists. Hey, why not? The drama highway for Sarek. He's doing a good job here. He got his fail at the start, but Puppets Master got the same one. That obstacle looked tough. Molly Man very close behind Puppets Master. Yeah, those two players are synced up, and Sarek is just taking the lead here, and very well. We'll see if he catches Skunkov right at the start of the Fair Justice level. And yeah, just get Sarek, Mollyman, Puppets Master. Okay, here we go. So Sarek is in the lead with the Fair Justice level. Skunkov right behind him. Puppets Master starting the third Justice level right now. Mollyman still on the Concrete Mayhem with Skunkov. Skunkov finishing right now, very, very close, obviously, to each other. As you can see, like Sarek and Puppets Master are on the same place. You see, Sarek took the loop here, and Puppets Master has a different strat. The best strat is not to take the entire loop. It is a risky one because you are sometimes going to bump your head on the ceiling. So he didn't go for that. Skunkov right behind on the loop. Mollyman just behind that. He's going to get there right after it. So far, obviously, 2 minutes into the race, very, very close from each other. Sarek in the lead though. Puppets Master just on his tail. Puppets Master here closed the gap in one jump when Sarek took two. So Puppets Master is saving a little bit of time everywhere. He just took like two difficult deaths at the start and had to restart checkpoint from long distance away twice. Made him lose time, but yeah, it's about the same time. Same pace for the both runners. Mollyman taking a death here. Skunkov right at the end of the level, the bumpy road, when Sarek and Puppets Master are already at the Grill Fantasy. So this is already the 7th level of the game. The runners have to extra careful once again with those logs. Puppets Master taking it to the head. Dying. Not every single death is not too much, but once again, even if you lose only like about 3-4 seconds per level, those adds up. Sarek starting Where's the Ground, a very interesting level where you have like a lot of those big jumps and a lot of those loops that stack up onto each other. So you have to just to get those out of the way very fast. Like as you can see in Puppets Master just passed Sarek. Oh, and dies right away. Landed on the bottom floor. You want to go... He goes again for the bottom one. I wonder if it's faster. You have a lot of different routes you can take here. The runners do have to figure out what's faster. Puppets Master entering that loop as soon as Sarek exited it. Sarek taking the loop here. Sarek died a couple of times on the first race on that level, exactly on that obstacle. On that loop here, you want to go at the exact correct speed and makes it the first try. Very nice. We'll see if Puppets Master does it exactly the same too. Perfect also. Very, very nice. Skunkov on the same level as Mollyman is starting it. This is a very long one. But yeah, Sarek and Puppets Master are heading to the end. Puppets Master showing off the first-person view just to show off. Very nice. It's a good way to see what's going on in that pipe though. And yeah, Sarek is the first out on Where's the Ground, starting ups and downs. So once again, all about those landing and jumping. Those flatter part of the levels can be tricky because like having the correct speed, you can go full ham on your accelerator. Like your engine is going to throw your motorbike off the ground, and you need to get the correct balance just to stick your wheels on the ground all the time. And if you go too fast and you don't lean forward enough, you are going to go to flip upward. And each single bump may like just get your balance off once again, and that may kill you. So it is tough. This is Boulder Dash starting for Sarek. No, just before that, Long Journey, sorry. And the Boulder Dash level you can recognize personally by the start. Careful once again with all those ceilings. Puppets Master is again right behind. No, it's easy beasy. So sorry, like the final level of the easy tracks, and we start too many tires. Just the first level of the medium tracks, obviously. So too many tires. Start with a big pile of tires. Puppets Master is right behind Sarek. Mollyman is one level behind that, and Skunkov starts also the same level. Very nice, very close. Those beams where Cedric is where usually Puppet Master gets a lot of time. You can see if he does the same thing as earlier, he goes like just a little bump all the time, just a little going backward. Oh no, and lands on its head, but just as he's past the checkpoint. What you do want to see is just kill yourself right before the checkpoint. Passing it is not too bad, and usually a lot of checkpoints in that game you just break completely at the checkpoint anyway, so that one was not too bad, but still Cedric making very good progress ahead of Puppet Master again. Skunkov very close behind them, and Mollyman just starting the medium difficulty levels. So this is close. This is a close one. The big jumps level with those flaming planks, you have to know exactly how to land. Sometimes you have those weird free fall action where you need to know exactly what the angle of the platform beneath you is going to be. And Puppet Master gets stuck on that crate. He could have passed Cedric here. Cedric had a big restart checkpoint, but no. And Puppet Master and Cedric at the exact same point, but Puppet Master once again having trouble as soon as he is able to pass Cedric. This is very, very close. Skunkov is catching up also. Had a restart as soon as I said that, obviously. And Mollyman starting too many tires, two levels behind. But once again, Mollyman is about like, as long as he's only like a couple of levels behind, he's doing alright. He could PB. He got about 20 minutes in the first race, which is like kind of far away from Puppet Master at that point, but just Puppet Master is doing very well today. As Puppet Master just passed Cedric, as I was saying that. Skunkov is not too far behind. Cedric is having trouble on that level here, the long journey. And yeah, Puppet Master starting Boulder Dash first, which means he is in the lead. Very well done passing Cedric. Skunkov is right behind Cedric. Cedric had so much trouble passing those tires here. Skunkov does it first try very well, getting a lot of checkpoints. Obviously, a lot of checkpoints means that it is way easier. Cedric finishing the long journey, starting Boulder Dash, but yeah, now Puppet Master is going to be very tough to catch. Boulder Dash is probably one of the harder level of the game. It is we have only 4 tracks coming after this one, and yeah, a lot of landing, a lot of angles, a lot of just small obstacles that looks like nothing, but you cannot get enough speed to pass them easily. So you have to just lean exactly as needed. Cedric doing it, leaning forward too much here, and then almost not making it, but getting it and dying there right before the checkpoint. That's well, he got unlucky there. Too bad. That one broke my heart almost. And yeah, Puppet Master has a better luck with his restart checkpoint happening right after getting the checkpoints. But yeah, he finishes Boulder Dash probably first. No, restarting here, sadly. And yeah, getting to the end here with that last small jump. Very well done by Puppet Master. But and as you can see on Skunkov and Cedric Stream, those are 2 runners exactly on the same pipes here. Yeah, finishing the level, 1 level behind Puppet Master. Sadly, he's not going to be able to catch Puppet Master on the I Want Squirrels level. This is the name, and I not got trolled in my notes by myself, right? Yeah, I Want Squirrels. Cool. This is where we go hunt for them, apparently. So, yeah, Pipe Dreams is almost done for Skunkov. Skunkov dying on the same place as Puppet Master did, and Cedric does it too. Skunkov dying twice. Who's going to get to the end first? They get it at the same time, 11:27, and starting I Want Squirrels as Puppet Master is beating it, just 1 level behind, but those are long level. Puppet Master starting the under construction level with all those planks and platforms and small jumps, starting all over again here. Those 4 crates tall and the starts are tough to pass, and those small jumps, once again, it's not necessarily the big jumps that are scary, but it is those where you have to land precisely in one way and just like lean exactly as needed. But this went very well for Puppets Master. While Skunkov and Sarek at the same level, but Sarek is a bit behind now, if I'm not mistaken. No, just ahead, sorry. Getting to those small jumps here where you have like barely enough. Sarek starting under construction here, while Puppets Master just have to pass the final exam. Something happened. Oh, he selected the same level again. Oh no. Like, this could have been like PB, I think, again. But the menuing killed that run. Like, barely? I don't know, I don't want to know. This is heartbreaking. The menuing is, once again, tough, because this is an old game and the controller support, the gamepad support is not perfect. So you cannot go use the gamepad on the menus, which is unusual in 2018. Usually you will get only controller support and no mouse and keyboard support when they come from like console sports. The port reports can be pretty bad from time to time. And yeah, Sarek is starting the final level here. If that goes well for him, that could be sub 15, getting that those 210 points that he's after, I think. He has to pass those jumps. He has some difficulties today with the tires. Sarek doing quite alright on that first jump. Puppets Master, yeah, behind his PB now, as you can see the red timer. He is not going to be too far behind, but oh no, not making that jump. That jump, I told you, is harder than it looks. Oh, and going for the flip, barely getting the checkpoint. Very nice. I didn't think he could make it, and finishing it in 14:12. He probably lost about, like, I don't know, 20 seconds in the menuing, so that was not a PB, but that was very, very close. Sarek going very slowly. He's right behind Skunkov. Between those two, the race has been crazy, like trading back and forth spaces since like the beginning of the medium tracks. Skunkov doing better on those big pipes here. Sarek has to stick the landing. Very nice. This is close to the end now. We are at 14:45. Skunkov is behind his PB, but Sarek could barely make it. He could not do the same thing as Puppets Master did just earlier, and this is not going to be sub 15 for Skunkov. This is going to be sub 15 for Skunkov, and not for Sarek, but Sarek got a PB. Skunkov is about, once again, about a minute behind PB, too bad, and we'll have Mollyman finishing it up. He's on the Pipe Dream level, I think, with those moving elements. In Trials Evolution, we have a lot of moving elements like gazers and platform moving and weird physics-based stuff. But nothing on Trials 2. Trials 2 is all about like static elements and jumping and precisely getting up to them. It's a less gimmicky game, but it's also good for some, makes for a less fun experience. The controls are a bit stiffer, and you are just expected to be kind of very good at Trials right away. Even the tutorial is brutal. It's not an easy game, but the runners got a hang of it very fast, and they're doing all right, or like more than all right. But yeah, I told Sarek he just had to PB. He did it. This is a very, very nice Puppets Master, Skunkov, Mollyman are showing off some very good runs. Once again, Mollyman is a runner that has been with us since the UD2, very, very solid runner. He's very close or at exactly the top 4 at each grand finals of the UDs. Is very consistent. He is running a lot of games also on. Oh, he broke his bike here also. You have to be careful with that platform. You can break your bike. That happened quite some time, quite a few times per run. We are at the end of the I1 Squirrels level for Mollyman, starting the under construction. Is at 17 minutes. Mollyman's PB is at about 1838 exactly, actually. So this is not going to be able to be a PB for Mollyman, but he got a lot of mistakes. He just to need that extra practice in, and it'll be like saving a lot of time. Sarek has struggled a lot on a few obstacles on his PB, so he can save like at least 30 seconds. And Puppet's Mesta, this is heartbreaking. He got like very close to PB, a better menuing error or glitch. I don't know what happened. Prevented him from PBing. Mollyman has to nail both the landing on the vertical plank here, and then very nice getting the checkpoint here. The jump was not too good, but he did it. And then we get the jumps. And Mollyman just needs to get those gaps done. This is like all the time. Jumping is not enough. You have to stick the landing. You have to just get the jump and then get both wheels and just get enough momentum going so you can still not fall behind, because nothing on that angled plank is catching you. Like if you just let go, you will fall. So you have to still go a little bit, but not too fast, or you will flip backwards and just fall. So you have like it is tough game, a lot of balance. You have to stick. Well, you don't have to stick the landing when you pass the end of the track, which is good. And this is the final track. Mollyman will show us how it's done. He is behind PB. This is a bit worse than he's done earlier, but yeah, Puppet's Mesta is not defeated on that game. Got like first place on both races. Very well done from him. Puppet's Mesta got a very, very good Devil Thief as well. Got two very good times, PB the first race, and fell behind a little bit on the second one. Sarek did very well also, beating. He's on almost the only one that got a better time on the second race. Apparently, it's pretty hard to improve in two races. Like a lot of games, runners do warm up and then do better on the second race. Trials might be one of those where you just are better right away, and doing races back to back is harder. On Saturday, we are going to have 3 races in a row, so it's going to be interesting to see how well it goes for the runners. And Mollyman is going for the final jumps above that tire, and very well done. 20 minutes for Mollyman. So congrats to all the runners that did join those races. Puppet's Mesta, the Ultifa, Sarek, Bermundo, Zigwigwi. Wonder where Mollyman is going to end up at. 8th place in that race. 18 runners are registered. 13 runners joined in. Very, very nice. I hope you enjoyed trials too. Puppet's Mesta did an incredible job. He is going to be very hard to beat in races, but Sarek and Skunkov are getting very, very good. Sarek, we featured on Sunday's race. I don't remember what time he got, but let me check real quick. Sarek got 22:58, so that's what 4 days of practice gave you. Very, very nicely done. Congrats to all the runners. Obviously, be sure to follow the runners that deserve it. They stream all their practice. Be sure also to get on the UD Discord if you'd like. You get that !UD with all the infos going in the chat. this is a good game. It's going to be very interesting when we are going to do all the games back to back to back, the 10 games in a row. We are going to see a lot of platformers, and some of the other games like Spectrable, Cuphead, Trials, A Story About My Uncle are going to get a diverse experience, and you cannot master just one genre in the UD. So it's good. My chat has been broken the entire live. I hope I did not miss like some major informations. Um, but yeah, sorry for the slight delay on the start, but thanks to the incredible speed gaming technology, we got all that synced back up, which was very nice. Um, on speed gaming today, you have a link to the past, no major glitch starting on right now on Speed Gaming 1, and you got Mega Man 2, the Game Boy version tournament on Speed Gaming 3, starting right now. Also, in 2 hours, you have Luigi's Mansion on Speed Gaming 2 and an LTTP randomizer on Speed Gaming 1. You have some Wings of V coming up on Speed Gaming 3 later on, and obviously some more Final Fantasy 1, Zelda 2, and Hat in Time on Speed Gaming on this fine Thursday. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday at 11 a.m. EDT. That is 5 p.m. CEST. We are going to get some more trials and obviously announcing some more game for the UD. We are announcing game 8 and 9 that we are going to feature on the Thursday races, obviously, and we are going to have the a lot more UD coming up. Soon. We are in June. Soon is July. Soon is starting the competitive tourneys. I'm very excited for that. I hope you will get as interested as we are in that in those tourneys. Bye bye.